everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Kathy at Attic Treasures, etc. If you're a new subby, I'd love to say thank you very much for subscribing. I really appreciate your support. I also would like to give a shout out to Charlene Onnit at Grand Central Crafting. She just started the channel, or excuse me, the Facebook group, and it is a safe place for crafters to come together and share what we learn and learn from each other. And it's a great Facebook group. So I hope you'll go over there, check it out, consider joining, because we'd love to have you. Today, what I'm doing for Try It Tuesday is a project that I saw the lovely Sue McCracken from Eclectic Arts and Crafts do, and that is she made a little pocket out of a leaf, and it was so cute. I asked her if I could try it in a video, and she gave me permission to do that. So you can check out her work in the Eclectic Arts and Crafts Facebook group too. So I'm just going to try it. I've never done this before, so we're going to learn if it works together. Well, I know it works because Sue did it, and she did a marvelous job. So I'm going to try it and see if I can even do it half as well as she. So here we go. I've got some Mod Podge and I've got some leaves. My husband brought me some flowers the other day, and normally flowers, you know, they fade and they die, and then they just sort of, you know, you don't have them for very long. But this time I decided that I was gonna take the flowers and do something with them to make them a little bit more permanent. So I cut the heads off of some of them and did some eco dyeing, and that was kind of fun. And this is another little thing that I'm doing. These leaves are from those flowers. So Sue suggested that you Mod Podge the leaves first, which is what I'm doing. I hope I'm not putting too much on. I have no idea. It just was so intriguing, I just had to do it. So that's where these 4 leaves came from, is from my husband's flowers that he was so sweet to bring me for absolutely no reason. He wasn't even in trouble. And then this one, this is a begonia, or I think it's a begonia or geranium, I don't know. I can never remember them, which is which. But this is from my front porch. And I decided it could sacrifice 1 leaf for me. So I'm just Mod Podging it, and we'll see what happens. The other thing that I thought would be fun to do is to decoupage on some of the Tim Holtz collage paper. So I've got this one. This one is called Botanical. Can you see it? Here, I'll put it out there. Botanicals. And then I've also got this one, which is Entomology. So this is the only time I want bugs on my leaves, unless they're butterflies or bees or something. But anyway, this is a new one that I just got. So I'm going to open it up and pull it out and cut off a piece, and I don't know, let's see what happens. Oh, look at that gigantic moth. Are you going to fit there? Oh, we'll try it. So I'll just cut off a piece, and I'm just going to lay this guy on there and smooth it in. Okay, now I think Sue said she used napkin, so I don't know, maybe napkin would work better. So we're just going to let this, I don't know if this is working, guys. I'm going to take some of the collage medium and spread that on top. And I really like the collage medium. Let me get some of this off of my brush. Try this. You get really gluey fingers when you do this kind of stuff, but I'm okay with that. Okay, this is not sticking to the leaf at all. So Sue, if you get a chance to watch this, you can tell me what I'm doing wrong. Maybe it's just what I'm using that's making it not work. Maybe the paper is a little bit too heavy for this one. Because see, it's not sticking at all. Okay, we're going to scratch that. I'm going to save this to put on something else. And get it out of the way. Let's try a napkin, because I have a napkin here too. See if I can put it with the birds in the right orientation. Sue's probably going to watch this and just crack up at how much of a mess I'm making. I should have cut this first. Oh my word. Don't judge me, guys. Okay, let's try this again. Maybe the napkin will work better. Or maybe the leaf is too fuzzy. I don't know. I think what I'm going to do with this while I have it out is to put it on some coffee dyed paper. Okay, that's not working. That's not working either. There's too much Mod Podge on here. My brush was wet, so it may be that I just have too much Mod Podge on the surface. Let's try it on one of these leaves. And it could be that this leaf is too fuzzy. Go across a couple of leaves. These leaves are a little shinier. It might stick to the surface a little bit better. Oh, that's working. Trying to get all the bubbles out. These leaves are not flat at all, so kind of having a little bit of trouble getting in the grooves, but it seems to be sticking. So that's good. So we'll let that dry, and maybe even, I wonder if we can go across that one. I'll get another piece. What you on there, little butterfly, or little hummingbird, I mean. Okay, so what I'm discovering is smooth leaves work better than fuzzy leaves. Well, that's a good to know. Put you there. So we've been working out in the yard the last several days, and what a mammoth job that has been. Pressure washing the patio, cleaning out the shed. The renters that we rented to before we moved in here bought a bunch of lava rock and didn't really do anything with it except distribute it in the grass next to the house. So we've had to dig all of that out. And my husband did that at one point and put it under the hydrangea. So now he's having to dig it out from the hydrangea and sift all the dirt out. And he created a space behind our motorhome to put it on to kind of keep the weeds down back there when the motorhome is over, the back part of the motorhome is over the top of the rocks. So I think that'll work well. We planted strawberries, planted a bunch of flowers, bought a roadie, put new bark down in the front garden. It's just been a ton of work. And I'm just a little bit sore, but it feels good to be able to be back to some crafting. And it all looks so nice when it's done, and you know, it's going to start raining again before too long. So I'm happy to have all that done. Now he's just running errands and picking up just a few things. We went to Lowe's and I bought some seeds and some peony bulbs and a cage for the peonies and some trellises because I planted some morning glories in some barrels in front of the garage, you know, on either side of the garage door. And when I was we were also getting 5 giant bags of bark. So I was moving stuff around in the back of the car to fit the bark in and the trellises while my husband went and paid for the bark, and put the cart away in the little corral. And when we got home, I realized that I left the bag with my seeds and peony bulbs in the cart. So that's one of his errands that he's doing today, is going back to Lowe's and seeing if they have it. And he just texted me and they have it. So I get my peonies and my wildflower mix that I want to put in some pots. Okay, so I think those are going to be fine. I'm going to give this one more shot. Just see what happens. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? It won't work, right? Okay, yeah, that's not sticking at all. But maybe I can still use it. So I'm still going to Mod Podge it again here. And I can still use it in a journal. Give it a nice surface. See what happens. If it doesn't work, I mean, it's just a leaf, right? So after that dries, then I'll do the other side of all of these leaves. Okay, I'm going to put the top back on my collage medium and my Mod Podge. And I will be back after this dries. Ta-ta for now. Okay, so while those other ones are drying on the patio, I thought I would come back in and try the collage paper again from Tim Holtz. And on this leaf it seems to be working well, but the trick was you have to use the collage medium underneath and on top. So on the other ones I had used Mod Podge on the bottom. So I'm going to try this again on this leaf. A little bit of the collage medium, the Distress Collage Medium by Ranger, and we'll give this a shot. And I'm using the bird ones. I think it's called Aviary. Let's get his little face on there. You see what I'm doing? Okay. I have to keep checking. It's a beautiful day here in Western Washington. We've had so many in a row. I almost feel like we're cheating. But it's supposed to start cooling down. And I guess rain by the weekend. So we are still frantically trying to catch up on all of our outside stuff so that later on, you know, if we want to go hiking or go play, we can. We don't have to feel guilty about not getting the yard work done. That one looks good. Let's try this one now. Sue, if you are watching this, this is such a fun project. Thank you so much for sharing and letting me do a video on it. And hopefully it turns out as well as yours. Even if we get off to kind of a rocky start, you know, we just need to keep going. That's what crafters do, right? I mean, who else but a crafter takes a leaf and decoupages on it? I told my husband now, because I've always kind of, I mean, I love getting flowers, but, you know, when you're on kind of a tight budget, it's like, should we spend the money on flowers? But now it's like, honey, you can find me flowers all the time, because then you can eco dye the flower heads that you really like, maybe dry the rest to use in projects, and even the leaves. So you know, anything can be a crafting supply. Just getting out some of the wrinkles and bubbles as much as possible here. I think these are going to be really pretty. I'm excited about these now. We have a lot of really pretty hiking trails on the island of varying degrees of difficulty, and they're so pretty. Did I already say on the island? We live on an island, but it's not like, you know, when you have to take a ferry to get to or anything like that. It's just a bridge. But just about all the hiking trails have views of the water. We're in Puget Sound, so not really quite the ocean, but we still have water all around us, and we do have a little bit of a view. It's kind of a little peekaboo view. When we bought the house, we couldn't see the water, but 2 years later, when we moved into it, I was standing on, you know, the very first day we were here, I was standing on the back porch, and all of a sudden I realized I could see the water. And it turns out that the lot behind us is empty, and the houses on the other side of the street behind us, they had taken some trees down apparently, so we can now see the water. Not necessarily from our house, but we're within walking distance of a trail that leads down to the water. And one day we were out just kind of standing on the beach, and we heard this weird noise and saw this weird puff of what looked like smoke. And we kept watching it and thinking, what is that? Because it kept moving. Well, it turns out it was a whale. So we can see whales here too. Gray whales and sometimes orcas, but we've only seen the one so far. Just that it was a gray whale. But how cool is that? Okay, I really like the way these are turning out. So I am going to take these out to dry, But look at you guys, isn't this pretty? Look at how nice that looks. I can't wait to see what it looks like when it dries. Okay, I'm going to go put these out on the back porch and come back and we'll see what they look like when they're dry. So, ta-ta for now. I'm back. So what I did was I set these outside to dry. I even put on an extra coat of Mod Podge or Collage Medium. I used Mod Podge with these. These are the ones that I did with the napkins. And I sewed around them. And don't worry, I checked. It's perfectly normal to sew on leaves. So I really like the way these came out with the napkins. So these were, I used Mod Podge with these. And these are a pretty sturdy leaf. Then these, same type of leaves, but I used the collage paper and the collage medium. And the collage medium worked a lot better with the collage paper. But look at how pretty that is. I just love the way these turned out. Absolutely in love with this project. So again, Sue McCracken, you inspired me so much to make these. So here's the other thing too, is that you don't need fancy leaf dyes or anything like that. Just go out and look for leaves. So this is a hydrangea leaf. I used the entomology paper on this one and the collage medium. But on these, I also added some ink. So I'm going to do that to this one. The difference between this one and this one is that I attached it or adhered it to the veiny side of the leaf to see if I could get more of that texture. So I'm going to ink it up and see what happens. So let's do that. So I'm using the Wild Honey. That's what I used on these, and I really loved it. So let's try that again with this one this time. To me, it just brings out, you can kind of see the color of the leaf underneath better. And I like that. That's showing up the veins really nicely. The only thing about this leaf, because it's from the hydrangea, is that it is a much softer leaf. In fact, I tried sewing on it and it just didn't want to move under the presser foot. So it's a softer leaf. It, you know, I could probably glue it to a page and just use it as an embellishment. But these I think will make nice pockets, which is the way Sue used them in her journal, in her teddy bear journal, which by the way is adorable. So we'll call that a wrap. I hope you give this a try. If you do, please let me know in the comments or tag me on Instagram because I just love to see what you come up with. And again, if you have subscribed, thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. And then hit that notification bell so that you'll be able to tell when I put up something new. I'm trying to post on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Saturdays, and an occasional Friday. So it might not be every Saturday because the weather's really good and we might need to be outside, but it'll be Scrap Saturday, Make Ahead Monday, and Try It Tuesday. And if I do Fridays, it'll be a flip through. So thanks again, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Check out Grand Central Crafting. It's a great new Facebook group, and I think you'll enjoy it there. So let the serendipity find you, and I will see you next time. Thanks, everyone. Bye.